Okay, so we were talking about the memory cell of SRAM. Okay, so it can store a unit infinitely. So this is the basic SRAM memory, SRAM latch memory cell. This is the basic memory cell. Okay, so here this we can take the data out here, and we have to supply the data whatever we want to write. We have to supply the data on this line, and this select line select this particular cell. If this line is enabled, so this will select this particular cell, and then whatever if you want to write or perform the read operation can be performed on this memory cell. Okay, so this is the fundamental memory cell that we can see here. Okay, so basically this is a NAND gate cell. Okay, it's like you can see it is written in a different format, but it is basically a NAND gate. If you convert the conversion this symbol to, so this is actually A bar. If we talk about the inputs, A bar first input, then plus second input is B bar, and you can see that this is A bar plus B bar, which is by De Morgan's theorem becomes A into B whole bar. Okay, so this is the NAND gate. So either you draw this gate or the NAND gate is the same thing. Okay, so this is the basic SRAM latch. Okay, so this in any SRAM we may have a large number of bits. So we will have the repetition of this bit, and the select line select the particular cell. Okay. So figure 11.9 shows a basic SRAM latch memory cell. The cell is selected by an active label on the select line. Okay, so the select line select the cell, and a data bit 1 or 0 is written into the cell by placing it onto the data inline. Okay, so this is the data inline. Whatever you want to write, you can place data on this, and it can be written on the cell. A data bit is read by taking it off. Okay, अगर कोई if anything is stored can be read by from here. Okay, by the data outline. So this is how and I'm not explaining the working of latch because I know that you'll be knowing this already how a latch works. Okay, so I'm not explaining the functioning of latch. Okay, and next we are going to see a static memory cell array. Okay, so what is this? We have just seen is a single unit. So we want to see an array which will have a large number of similar units connected. Okay, so the memory which is shown in 11.10. Okay, so first let me show you the memory cell. Okay, so this is a basic SRAM array. Okay, so here this smaller block shown here is a memory cell. Just now what we have seen, the same memory cell is this. So from one of this input, the input will come, from the another one the output will go, and this is for the selection of that particular cell. Okay, so you can see that the three lines are coming out from the each cell. So one line is this is for the select line, and this is for the output line, and this is for the input line. Okay, so whichever the row we want to select, we have to enable that row. So if we select the row 0 or row 1 or row 2, so we have to select that particular row which we want to address, or which we want to read, or in which we want to write. Okay, so there are so you can see that at a time there are 4 bits are there. Okay, so we have 4 data input and data IO. Data IO means input and output both. So for these can be supplied on the same lines here. Okay, so data IO input or output bit 0, bit 1, bit 2, bit 3. So total 4 bits are there. Okay, so this will correspond to the, let's say, this fourth bit, then this correspond to the second bit, then sorry, third bit, second bit, and the first bit. All the four bits are to be written. Okay, so it this can act as the input if you want to write something, or it can be whatever is written here. If you want to take it from this cell, then it can be performed as the output cell. It is providing only the output. So when we are reading, we take the output only, and when we are writing, we supply and write it into this the memory cell. Okay, so this row select selects the which row we want to select. So if suppose this row select 2 is high, so I select all these 4 bits. So whatever the data is written here, if you are performing a read operation, so the data already stored in this will be supplied to the output lines here, and the data can be read at the output lines. Okay, if you want to write something, so this row is selected, and by providing the data here, data input line, okay, so this data can be written to these lines. Okay, so this is how a basic SRAM cell work. Let's read it quickly about the SRAM cell. A static memory cell array. The memory cells in SRAM are organized in rows and columns, as we have seen. Okay, so what we were having the 4 columns, okay, and the n rows. Okay, so this array is n by 4 array because we are having the 4 columns and n rows. So this was an n by 4 array. All the cells in a row share the same row select line. This is important thing. All the cell in a row select the same row select line. So by selecting that row, so all the cells are selected. Okay, so we want to whatever we want to perform, read or write, we have to perform in that particularly selected row. Each set of data in, data out lines go to each cell in a given column and are connected to a single data line that serves as both input and output through the data input and data output buffers. Okay, so ये सिंगल लाइन जो यहाँ पर है, ठीक है, तो ये हमारी सिंगल लाइन है, या तो इसको आउटपुट के लिए अगर मान रहे हैं तो ये वाली इनपुट के लिए हमारी हो जाएगी, ठीक है, जैसा इसमें दिखाया इसके करस्पॉन्ड अगर माने तो ये सिंगल लाइन है यहाँ पर, ठीक है, तो जो whatever the row we select, the data on this vertical line will be available corresponding to that row. To write a data unit, so how we write? To write a data unit, in this case a nibble 4 bits. Okay, so here what is the data unit? Here the data that we can write here is 4 bit, which we call the nibble as well. Okay, so in this case nibble into a given row of cells in the memory array, the row select line is taken to its active state. Okay, so we activate that row, and the 4 data bits are placed on the data IO lines. Okay, input output both lines are shown. Okay, so we place on that, and the data the right line is then taken to its active state. Okay, so we are enabling the right line. Okay, so we enable the right line, which tells that the writing operation is being performed, which causes each data bit to be stored in a selected cell in the associated column. Okay, so accordingly, whichever the cell is selected, or whichever particular row is selected, in that particular row, all the 4 bits will get the data, corresponding data. We'll definitely study this reading and writing in more detail. To read a data unit, the read line is taken to its active state, and okay, so read line we have to take in the active state when we are reading, and the write line when we are writing, which causes the 4 data bits stored in the select row to appear on the data IO lines. Okay, so the same lines are used for the input and output. There is one example has been shown here, basic asynchronous SRAM organization. An asynchronous ASRAM is one in which the operation is not synchronized. You already know about the difference between the synchronous and the asynchronous. So it is not synchronized with a system clock. To illustrate the general organization of SRAM 32K by 8-bit memory. So what is the meaning of this memory is that each location has 8 bits. So 8 bits can be stored at each memory location. So what are how many locations are there? There is 32K, which you can say it is like 2 power 5 into 2 power 10 to power 15. Okay, so there are 2 power 15 different memory locations. Okay, so how many address we need? So to address this locations we need 15 different addresses. So A0 to A15, A14, total 15 address lines are there. Okay, so this is the size. As we have already discussed this, what this signifies, this triangle, this signifies the tri-state buffer. As I told you, it acts as the input or the output or the high impedance state. These are the signals. Chip select when this whole chip is enabled, is functioning or not functioning. Write enable, okay, WE. If it is low, so it means it is performing the write operation. If it is high, means it is performing the read operation. OE is the output enable, means the output is available. So when it is low, it is active, and when it is not, when it is high, it is inactive. Okay, so yeah, so what is there? In the read mode, the 8 data bits that are stored in the selected address appear on the data output lines. In the write mode, 8 data bits that are applied to the data input lines are stored at a selected address. Okay, so this is the difference between the read and write. Okay. The data input and data output lines share the same lines. So this is important. They are the same lines. Okay, depending on the operation we are performing, they act differently. If we are performing the 8 read operation, so whatever data is stored, it will be available on this line and we can read it. If we are performing a write operation, we have to apply a data from this side and the data will be written on the memory. So during read they act as the output lines and during write they act as the input lines. I0, so when they are acting as the output, O0, O1, O2, O3 up to O7, and when input lines we are acting as the input line I0 to through I7. Tri-state output buses, as I told you previously, what is the meaning of the tri-state? I have already explained to you. Tri-state buffers in a memory allow the data lines to act as either input or output lines and connect the memory to the data bus in a computer. Okay, and these buffers have three output states. As I told you, they have the three output states. High means if they are high means they are 1, low means 0, and the high Z means open state. So these buffers are having the tri-state, that's why they are called the tri-state buffers. The tri-state outputs are indicated on logic symbols by a small inverted triangle. ये small inverted triangle जो हमने बना रखा वहाँ पर, they are used for this. Okay. Physically, a bus is one or more conductive paths that serve to interconnect two or more functional components of a system or several diverse system. बस आप समझते हैं bits ऐसे normally line जो होती है वो they carry each line carry one bit, but when we talk about the bus they can carry means 8 bit bus, 16-bit bus means they can carry the 8-bit data or 16-bit data. So whenever we talk about in the microprocessor on computer system, so rather than talking about individually by bit lines, we talk about in terms of the bus. Electrically, a bus is a collection of specified voltage labels and or current labels and signals that allow various devices to communicate and work properly together. So वो वैसे ही है कि एक कंपोनेंट ये है, दूसरा कंपोनेंट ये है, तो अगर यहाँ से 8 बिट दोनों में ट्रांसफर होना है तो वहां पर जो कनेक्शन होगा दैट विल बी कॉल्ड एज द बस. इसको हम ऐसे भी दिखा देते हैं, और ऐसे अगर हमने ऐसे दिखा कर ऊपर 8 लिख दिया, सो इट मीन्स इट इज अ 8 बिट बस. अब हमने यहाँ पे 16 लिख देंगे, सो दिस विल बी अ 16 बिट बस. ओके. Okay, so today we stop it here and we'll talk about the read and write operation of the SRAM with the detailed cycle diagram. Okay, timing cycle diagram.